Hey everyone, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time today. I want to make up a new little August daily journaling, junk journal type of thing. So I'm going to walk you through the process and show you the different steps that I use when I'm making this. So here we go. First off, I'm going to lay out a few tea towels because I'm making myself some coffee dyed paper for using for my journal. So I just lay out some tea towels for doing that. And most of this is in screen. So for this one, I'm going to need eight pieces of paper so that I can be covered for 31 days. They'll sort of fit on here. I think I might need to overlap two of them. I think I'll just get one more. I'll just get one more tea towel out. This won't all fit onto the screen at the same time, but that's okay. So I have a pretty simple and lazy method of doing this. I just have a little cheap paintbrush from the Dollar Tree and just a cup of old cold coffee from yesterday. It's just from the dregs of the bottom of my husband's coffee pot. And then I just simply brush. And for each one I flip it over and give it a little brush on the other side. I probably should get a wider paintbrush than this one. Maybe next time I'm at the Dollar Tree I'll do that. But that's the extent of it. I just go through it, give it all a good coating, and then I just let it air dry. I'll come back later on this morning and this is drip coffee. I'll come back later on this morning and I will flip the pages over so that they dry a little quicker. Then I also like to just kind of put a few splashes. See if I get some little darker splotchy stains here and there. And there we go. That gives us my coffee stain paper. So now I'm just going to let it dry and I'll come back to it a couple hours or so. It's summertime, it's warm, it's probably going to dry fairly quickly, but I'll come and flip them over. I'll get a little video clip of me flipping them over a bit later, maybe, and we'll just let them dry today, and then later on this afternoon I'll get a chance to make up my little August daily journal So I'll see you guys again in a bit. Hi everyone. So I'm here today to finish off the little video I started the other day. I videotaped myself making some coffee dyed pages, and what I want to do is make my little daily journal for August. I know I'm videotaping this on the 2nd, so I'm already a little bit behind, but as you can see from my July, I'm also a little bit behind. I got to the 15th and fizzled out. Granted, I was on vacation, I was at a conference, so I really wasn't keeping up with my journaling while I was away, and then I just didn't get back into the routine of it when I got back home again. So that's going to be rectified. I'm getting back on track. I will be getting back on track now. So again, I forget the video that I saw on YouTube a little while back where somebody was making these little journals, and I will link that. I'll put it down here someplace. I'll have to double check my records and remember exactly who it was that I had followed. But anyway, so let's get started. I'm just going to do a little make with me project. I might have the wrong glasses. Let's take this little thingy off the end, and I just want to measure it out to the same dimensions that I had this time. I think I want it going this way. Yep. And I'm not doing this super precise. I'm just going to mark roughly where the size will be, and then you'll see that my pages are 8.5 by 11, so they're the right height. I'll just take a little bit of the excess off the end of them. But my cover will just be a page of a little bit heavier cardstock. So I'll just go and cut it at my little mark here. This is a little bit awkward. I'm trying to work around my tripod. It's easier to see. There we go. And I do need to get a new, I need to get myself a new blade for here. This is starting to get a little bit dull. Now, do I have this the right way? Or is this the right way? Neither one is. They're different sizes. Okay, that way. My bone folder. And here we have my cover. It's a little bit plain, but that's I'm happy with that. And now to get my pages to the same size, so they're just a little bit shorter, just a hair shorter than. I think I do want them to roughly the 8.5. Well, we'll see what that measure comes out to. So I'll get a measurement on the first one and then I'll cut the others the same. About roughly 9, and let's do it about 9.5. These won't be precise because the pages are all a little bit crinkly and all of that from the coffee dyeing. Okay, so I should be done with my cutter for now. Let's just and to have this just the right size, right number of pages, I do 8 pieces of paper, which takes me to the right number gives me 32 sides of paper to write on, so it works out just perfectly. I can't do 4 pages at once. Quit trying to do the shortcuts, Karen. So by doing 8 pieces of paper, I have 32 sides to write on, so it's perfect for a month with 32 pages, or with 31 days. So we'll pop them all together. I'll put a few together and run the bone folder over them. So there we have all the makings for my August daily journal. And let's get them clipped together. And I just use these little clips to hold my pages in place. First, let's find the middle. We'll throw it on the floor first. There, not straight. Which is, I'll do this one as the top, I think. So now my needle, I just use embroidery thread and measure out roughly, I like to do roughly 3 times the length, which is definitely more than enough. And I have a little template for doing, I like doing a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm just going to pop that roughly in the middle here. take my awl. Oops, we're back on track here. So I have my five holes popped in here. And then I just do mine simply. I just go down through the middle, come up through the second hole. Make sure I leave enough of a tail. Down through the bottom. Back up this one. Then I skip over the center, go up to this one. Back up through the top. Down through this one again, and then come back up the center one, and then just making sure that I come up on the opposite side of the string here, and then just make sure it's nicely tightened, and that the string is nice and taut all the way through, and then just tie her up. And then I just grab my scissors and do a quick little, I snip them down relatively short in the middle. And there we have, I can pop my and here we have my journal is all set. So now the only thing I have left to do is make my little heading. And what I've used for that, I printed off, it's from last year, but from Nick the Booksmith. She has these really pretty little labels that you can put on things. So I can use either this or I could have used my paper cutter for this, but the blade's not 100%, and I find sometimes it kind of chews up paper on me if I'm just doing an individual page. So I'm just going to snip it with my regular scissors. And then I'll use my Vintage Photo Tim Holtz Distress ink. Just want to distress the edges a little bit, my little pouncer or whatever you want to call it. And I just kind of like to make it a little bit more distressed looking instead of being on the bright white paper. Oh, there's my glue stick. And then I just have this one is just, I think, a little cheapo one from the dollar store. And give it a nice coating of glue on the back. And then hopefully have it somewhat even and centered. And then I'll go back in with my pen and just mark down just jot down 2019 on here. So there we have my little daily journal with copy stained pages. And what I'll do is I can take you through a quick flip through of it at the end of the month once I finished it up. I'm going to go back and I'll do today's entry here. I might go back and jot down a couple notes from yesterday, but basically that's it. It'll lay a little bit flatter once it's been used for a while. But there we have it, my little August little daily journaling book. And I'll use some of these little extra pieces. I'll save those. I'll save my scraps from the cover, and I'll use those for something else down the road. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it helpful, and we'll catch you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.